Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching, and welcome to this holiday Q&A for this channel, where I'm sitting here with a Christmas spirit and a overly comedic-sized BBA mug here filled with some tea, not coffee this time. So let's go to your questions. But first, it has been a really interesting year with lots of things has happened. There have been a terror attack in Sweden, which I was not a part of. Some of you wrote to me, was concerned about that, and I thank you for your consideration, but I was actually almost in Germany when that happened. Anyway, that was really sad. And also, the 16th of December, we all walked around like normal here in Sweden. And suddenly, nothing happened. Absolutely fuck all happened. And it was so incredibly significant that Donald Trump had to talk about it in his speech. Yes. And if you all have missed that, Donald Trump basically went up at the 17th of February and said, Look just what's happened in Sweden yesterday. And everybody was like, what happened in Sweden? What actually, we were like, what the hell happened? And the news talked about this guy who has slipped off the road at one place, and someone was a little bit too drunk that day. Very minor stuff, but nothing is significant. He actually had watched, some kind of very misleading documentary about immigration in Sweden on Fox News. Kind of interesting. But now, let's get going to the events that was more significant this year. But now, your wonderful questions. Thank you all for sending in so many of them. First question comes from Commander Moon. Well, the first couple of questions. Will you grow a beard? Yes, I will grow a beard. Unless this isn't enough for you. Now I actually keep this beard because I am working on a new movie with a bunch of other directors. It will be an anthology, so I started this character with having this beard, and well, things didn't go as well, so the stuff got prolonged, so I don't want to shave it off until I'm actually finished with that part. So that's why I have grown a beard. This is How many glue guns do I have? Good question. I will show you. You see, here they are in the 50 cal machine gun tutorial video. One of them broke. So I had this one as a backup. This one gets super freaking hot. This one is extremely slow, but it takes the big ones. And this one is the small one, which is very good. But this broke off somehow. Anyway, here is the thing that I do. I have this silicone pot here, which you actually can have the glue being in here and saved up, and it doesn't stick to anything. So it's very, very good due to you can actually put the glue gun on this so it melts, and then basically scoop it up and smear it on things when you don't have to do precision nice gluing. So that's very good if you have a silicone cake mold there. Now, you see, this drawer here is the one that I'm going to throw away because I'm cleaning, so Here is another box of a glue gun that works, but it's really sucks. This is the one that has been given to me. That is kind of emergency because it's also really bad. This one is broken. This one is also broke. This is the one who died. So this is my collection of different glue guns, and no one is perfect. They are very, very bad in different ways. So that's why I have to invest in a really good one at some point. But now you know, this is my glue gun drawer. Is a jar half full or half empty? Well, I think I am the person who is kind of a half full person. I am a very, very positive, and sometimes I feel that I'm an idiot to feel positive things and optimistic things about people But in general, I think it's very good to have a positive spirits to things. Even though I'm a cynical bastard. Do you have a Patreon? And where can I access it? On Patreon /Gustav Ljungdahl. There you can find my Patreon. I would be very happy to get patrons because all my movies are going to be sent to you if you have a subscription there. And a lot of other interesting perks, because I'm giving away a lot of more things than the average patron do for their money. Because I think the most patrons are cheap fucking bastards. Clarify. Creators on Patreon. Paying that amount of money for getting like a digital thing, it's just cheap. I will send you physical stuff instead, so you actually get something for your money. And also a lot of information on how to do stuff. My Patreon might not be perfect, but I'm working on it. So if you have suggestions, please leave a comment on it. Is Sweden a real place? I have no idea. I have heard it from very unreliable sources. Everyone around me says it's a country and I live in it, and I don't know if they are lunatics or not. Also, some people said that the Earth is not round, so I don't know. Sweden might not exist anyway. Also, appear to some people. Anyway, next question. Giga Atom asks, what do you do with your old props? You did so many things. Where do you have them all? I will show you. Well, some of them are actually still here in the workshop and haven't been put out yet. This will be a video on soon. I will soon get back to that. Here we have Cthulhu, and here we have the diving helmet, and the brain hat, and there is the Coco Demon there, and these are their things. I'm still cleaning this place up, so here is a costume I have not made a video of because I made it before my YouTube career, but it's my serum costume from the movie Serum 2. Anyway, and here we have the Wolfenstein machine gun. Here is the gun from Violent Star, actually signed by Bianca Bradley, if that is her name. I also have a signed card from the actors, and also I think that's Bianca's signature. Yeah, it's kind of matching there. Yes, and also we have the Blade Runner gun here, and the Judge Dredd gun is over here, and we have the other Blade Runner gun is lying over there. And here we have a Robocop pistol, which I actually bought. There we have some other things I made several years ago, and there's that head. Yes, but now, let's walk into the proper storage place. So, this is Sweden at the moment. It is very, very dark and depressive. And this camera can focus. Damn you, focus. I probably should have done it in the day, but whatever. Now, for you who saw this last time, it has been some improvements, like proper lights and things. Here we have the UFO. There is the cryo tank from, and also two mannequins from the Emerged thing. I don't know if I did a video on that or not. There is the chainsaw, which moves. Now we also have some more here. Here is the place where I spray paint things, and this is also a little bit under construction due to I'm making a little bit of a rougher workshop here with the drills and saws and things, the sawdust stuff. Here we also have some of the props being stored, like the giant mech suit is here. There is the feet of the mech suit, and there we have the minigun arm. Ah, goddammit, focus. There is the minigun arm over there, and some other stuff. But the proper stuff is up here. Also we have bunch of heads from the sheep gore effect tutorials. There's a blank head. Here we have some heads with some injuries to it. And well, if you saw the video, you know what I'm talking about. And there's the sledgehammer also. Yes. Here, for you who are wondering, this is where I have most of the plastic things stored. And I know it's a bit of a kind of a mess right now, but due to I'm doing some major reconstruction of how to store all the things, all the objects I have. You see, there is a lot of things here. I'm not gonna go through exactly everything I have, but if you see something and like, oh, Gustav, please do something with that, because here we have some crossbow things which I could be cool to do some things. There's also the rivet gun from BioShock, also some prop guns and prop ammunition and stuff to build from. Everything is kind of very sorted out, but as you see, it needs still sorting. Anyway, now let's go back to props. Hello, little cat. Meow meow meow. Which is upstairs. Now, here is the Evil Within helmet. And we have some other things here. Here we have stored, like, I think all the Doom stuff is in. Yeah, yes, this is the Doom box with all the Doom things in this shelves here. And we have some other very cool unused movie props that was made for a project that never got made. Here is the sword, and there is the dummy. Here's the Halo suit, and there is the squid helmet. Here is the Gears of War machine gun in 2 parts. Also, everything is packed into boxes. Then we have the Doom plasma rifle, and the Fallout helmets are lying on these shelves. And here we have Solid Snake without arms, and here is the Fat Man, and also some stuff. There's also my giant sword from Soul Calibur. There is it Soul Edge or what is it? You see, there it is. They have some other monster thing from other movies. There is the Gold Mask, and there is the Fallout things. This is basically the Fallout section here, in general, with the guns and everything standing in this part here. So there we have that. Oh, here is a prop I filmed and never cut together, and the other thing has been deleted. But basically what it is, it's a diesel powered dildo strap-on. Don't ask the context of this. Yeah. So anyway, here we have also a little bit of. I didn't make this. This was actually given to me. This children's robot suit from a friend of mine. And here we have the shark head from Yours of the Shark. The rest of the body has been thrown away. Here is Gordon Freeman's gun, gravity gun. Here we have the BioShock helmet made of glass fiber. This is also way before I started the YouTube channel. And here we have, well, other stuff. There is the fake corpse and the stunt double part. Here is one of the bad guys from my movie Root of Darkness is lying here with his metal helmet that looks very much like Sauron. So you see, there we have, what do you call it? Albino headless naked children mannequins. And stuff like that. And there is the medical robot lying there. There's a bunch of hoses and horrible things. Yeah, so you see, I do have everything is like in boxes. Here is the Doom costume gun. So it is this storage place here, and I also have some extra more storage over here. But that has just been a mess right now due to due to some reconstruction here. Well, I think you get the point. And this is solving my sleeping problems. This is the workshop cat. Hello. Meow. Also, for you who are wondering where I store all my materials, this is my very well sorted screw, nuts and bolts drawers. Everything is well sorted, and also this is where I also are sorting all the frequently used materials. Like here we have colors and brushes. Here we have sandpaper and tape. Here is screws and stuff like that. Also, so you see here is a bunch of stuff I don't really know how to sort, and you get the picture. This also might look like a bit of a mess here, and understandable, but all of these boxes are actually sorted differently with different things, so it's very easy to access things. And this is a scrap box here. And now, Patron question. My patron, or actually, he kind of left Patron, so he paying me in other ways instead. So anyway, Patron questions. What do you think is the most fun to build? Very good question. I do like to build things that are vastly different from one another, because as someone said, like, why are you not making more Fallout things? Well, Fallout usually are built in the same kind of way, and after a while when you're doing it, it stops being fun, because it's like being the same routine, or like the hard parts you feel that they're much harder and so you actually get kind of fatigued to do that. That's why I try to avoid only making like Fallout stuff, even though they are vastly popular videos. So because I'm not gonna keep that up. Also, they're gonna run out of stuff to build from Fallout. I'm sorry for you who are watching only for the Fallout videos, but that's how it is. And I will do some more Fallout stuff. That's a promise. But for now, I'm going to wait with that until I find something that I want to do, or that I find interesting. Because I have planned one very interesting Fallout build, but that also has to do a little bit with the new workshop space being built. So, next question. Which movie do you think is best? Very difficult question, because I like a lot of movies. I have a very, very interesting collection of movies, because I collect kind of weird stuff. But when it comes to my favorite movie, it's Die You Zombie Bastards. I have seen that movie so many times, and I absolutely love it. Before, like, every time I'm going to write a new script for something, I basically watch that movie. I watched it so many times. I deeply, deeply, deeply love this movie. Whatever I think it's best before, you could like argue, oh, this was a great experience, oh, The Godfather is the best movie and stuff like that. But I have started to like rethink that answer due to how many movies have you actually repeatedly watched? What is like you can watch repeatedly and enjoy? Like, for example, how many times have you watched The Godfather 2 compared to like The Police Academy 3 or something? It is on TV, you're watching like, yeah, I can watch it. So if that in mind nowadays, I would say that actually, except for Die You Zombie Bastard, I think it's Starship Troopers, because I have seen the Starship Troopers many, many times, and I've seen all the sequels many times also. Very easy to watch, very enjoyable, and you think about it and stuff like that. So that's why I consider being the best movie, the things that are most rewatchable. Which movie is your guilty pleasure? Well, there are movies that some people don't like, which I like, and vice versa. And I must say, I really do like Alien 4. Which I know is a hated movie in its regard, but I do like it so much because I think it's so vastly different, and it has this very dark and rusty tone, and even though it's kind of cartoonish at sometimes, but I do like it because I think that could have been an amazing movie if it has like been a more darker film. But then again, that's like one of my movies that I love that most people absolutely hate. Have you seen Titanic, or are you one of the few who haven't seen it? Or yes, I have seen Titanic. Actually, like 3 or 4 times. I actually went to it when it was not premiering, but the only showing, because I live so far away. So we actually have a theater 20 minutes from here. The other one is like an hour. So, well, I saw it back in the day when it was new and fresh and everything, and it was like the big thing to watch. So yes, I wasn't very old when it was shown, but I thought that was really damn impressive and actually scary to see the whole ship like break apart. Any zombie project planned? Not really. I just waiting for the whole zombie wave to basically die off, but I don't think it's gonna do that. But no, not any zombie things what I can think of at the moment. Maybe if you want to see me do some zombie stuff, I can absolutely do that. Like, just leave a request for it. What is on your wish list for Christmas? I can think about. I have thought about this question for like a week now, and I don't know the answer for it. How do you know if a prop will look good in a film? Good question! I'm actually planning to make a video on that, so that will come up sometime next year. Which is your favorite DIY crafting site on the internet? That's very good question. Except for like the obvious, like I'm watching a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff like that, because there is like not really a site I wish it. But there is a lot of Facebook groups, however, that I am part of, and seeing people making very, very interesting stuff and that. And I like the most obvious of these questions would be like the United Prop Builder and Prop Replica forum, stuff like that, which I usually look into. But I also do like to look up lots of like DIY sites, which people are making things that isn't really in the line what I'm doing. But due to I have been like making very nice girls' dresses for at some point, which I do find very fun to make. I usually kind of like to stroll through the like people who have made different dresses. I usually Google something and I just end up somewhere, so I don't really have any favorite sites to go to. I'm just Googling things and that leads me to other things. Yeah. Boring answer, but yeah, that's how it is. What is your dream job? Basically to do as little as possible and making as much money as humanly possible. But that job doesn't usually exist, so I will say that the job I had when I was working at the road department and as a road worker and cleaning public places and going through ditches along roads and picking up trash there, because I find a lot of really good things which I still use on this build. So I got all my materials almost for free. I was walking a lot, so I felt a lot healthy. It was not excessively boring. That was the perfect job for me, and I was so sad that I was laid off due to we lost the contract for that part of the city. So. And it haven't come up another opportunity for this job from that time. So, yeah, that's become my dream job, to actually like going through trash. And it sounds horrible job, but I actually really loved it. But if you're gonna say like what is my actual dream job, would be to be like prop master or something, or like making all the like effects and props and stuff for some kind of like real movie or TV series and stuff like that. This is jobs I actually have applied for several times, but then again, there are many people applying for these jobs, and I don't think I'm the best at all of the things that they are looking for at that time. I don't really know. That is another thing I can go on for a long time about, that you think you suck at something but you don't actually do that. But that's also a way to know that you're really good, that you doubt yourself and how much you know and what level of knowledge you need. Because when you're the absolute expert, you feel like you don't know anything. That's like the irony of skills. What is your favorite tool? Good question, except for like the glue gun and my knives and my scissor and stuff like that. It is this thing. It is a hacksaw, but instead of having the whole thing, you just have the blades, and you can actually go into other things. I think you have seen me use this a couple of times, but usually I used to have one of these blades like this, and I have usually in the past break them in half, so I can actually like get into smaller places and like holding it like this and stuff like that. So this is what, because you can cut basically anything with them, and they are usually better than the Dremel, because the Dremel you derail, but this you can actually control it better. Next question are from Ollie. Would you like to go out with pancakes? Absolutely! Next questions come from Nicola, 1939. Will you make the City Killer shotgun from Fallout 1? I have been so close on making this gun so many times, but then other things has gone in the way. But it is on my list of things that I want to make, so it's gonna happen at some point, but it just has more relevant things has shown up, or other work-related things that I could also turn into videos has come up. So yeah, it's on there. It's gonna happen, I promise you. Geek DIY. Ever thought about doing any props from Wolfenstein, the New Order or the Old Blood? Yes, I have actually thought about doing this, but then the new game came up, so I thought that was a little bit more relevant to do from that game. And I do want to make a lot of things from Wolfenstein, but they are so incredibly time consuming and have very many interesting parts, which is a little bit difficult to make. But I do want to make them, also because I will try to ask if I can visit Machine Games' office, because they have a full-size Panzerhound in the office that I would like to stand next to and take a photo. And that thing is fucking huge. It is like 4 meters. It's a massive thing. It's really interesting that they actually have it on the office. It was on, I think it was E3 and QuakeCon, they had it standing there as a promotional thing when the first game was out, and then it got shipped to Sweden. It is a really massive thing. So yes, I do want to make more of that things, but they are very time consuming to make. Dark Sapphire. What is the most difficult prop you have worked on? Well, the most difficult prop, I don't really know what it is, but then again, I'm making something now for my new little anthology movie here, which is it are miniature sets of houses, where I have to make like all the little tiny furnitures, and it might be a video on this. I have filmed it all, but I do not think it's interesting, or because it's very difficult to film due to it is so tiny things, which when you usually get out of camera because they are so small to work with. So that has been difficult, because just making something like, I have a little bit of example lying here. This is a crane, a water pipe. No, crane. Sorry, that's the wrong word. It's a water pipe, and you see how extremely small it is. And if I can get it to focus here, you see, this is like 4 parts that is being put together, you see, compared to my finger here. So all of this furniture and stuff like that are in that scale, and I'm trying to make them look as good as it's gonna be to the in the environment. I will probably post. It will be a very, very, very long video because there are so many things to make for it. But I filmed it all, so if it is interesting enough, I will put it up. But due to the things I have already filmed and put out, the answer is the Doom costume. It was so much weird parts, and there was like, the more you zoom in to the Doom costume, the more like fucking small little nuts and bolts and details and other stuff do there. It's like they locked in the 3D artist and they said like, make the Doom costume and don't come out until you're finished. And then they forgot to unlock the door. So he never stopped making details on this thing. That's my theory. Next questions come from Jose Luis Gutierrez. I probably butchered your name, sorry about that. But what is your favorite game and game developer? Also, I love your channel. Thank you so much for that. Very, very good question. I have bought the Saints Row games since they came out, and I love them. I love the absolute craziness of them. But they also have made a lot of not very good games, this studio. But then again, I do really like lots of different games. Usually this year I haven't really played many games. I have played 2 games, Wolfenstein 2 and Cuphead. This is basically the only 2 new games that has been released this year that I have played so far. But I usually play them the year after because they are a lot cheaper. But this is the only 2, so I like that. And I also like Borderlands a lot. Like Fallout, of course. I like Fallout a lot, and also like really old school stuff. Like I actually bought the new Shadow Warrior, which I haven't tried, but I really do like the old one when it was out and stuff like that. And Psychonauts I like, and I also like that is gonna be a sequel for that coming out. Also Beyond Good and Evil I'm looking forward to, even though it looks a little bit too much Ubisofty right now, what they have shown so far. I hope I'm wrong on that, because I don't think that much landmass will in any way make the game any more fun to play, unless they really work with the ginormous scale of that game. But that's just speculation. But I really do like video games, and I do also sometimes wish that I had more time playing them. Next question is from Mega Revolution. What country are you from? Some people say Sweden, and some people say that doesn't exist. In Fraser will you ever make something from The Walking Dead like Daryl's crossbow? Well, you saw I had a crossbow there, but then again, The Walking Dead is that kind of series when you have something in that movie, it's usually so much based in reality that you can basically go out and buy this thing like off shelf. There's nothing that really need to be like custom built or something. Like Negan's baseball bat, I have seen several people showing how to do that, and I think that is don't fucking go that far to make it. It's barbed wire around a baseball bat. There's basically like three materials basically made for it. A baseball bat, these things, whatever you call it. You can also use like different nails for this, but this is usually made to hold up barbed wire on barbed wires on that. And you usually take that and like spin it around and then take a hammer and attach it to it. That's it. And then I saw that they're selling a replica completely made out of plastic for like too fucking much. That like you can basically build 10 of these baseball bats for the price of one there, just by actually buying real barbed wire and a real baseball bat, a cheap one. And you can do the same result, I think. So, well, this was a little bit of derailing there, but whatever. Steven asked, what is the latest game you played? Actually, I played two games quite recently. It was Cuphead and Demon Forged. It was quite fun. Cuphead is amazing. Demon Forged was also fun, except for the magic's casting is a little bit difficult, but we will get there. Because I like to sit with my friend Jesper in the same couch and play video games. Because that is the most fun I like to experience video games. Steven also asked, what is your credit card number? Well, you will never know. Just curious, I wanted to see if the sum of your number is higher than mine. Good question. It's probably, maybe, something like that. How are you going to spend Christmas and / New Year? Christmas is going to be spent here with my parents, and we are going to eat good food, and I'm going to have a good time. Yes. New Year, I don't know at this moment. I see who, whatever, wants to invite me. Do you like being forcefully fed ice cream? Yeah. It doesn't sound that bad, but then again, if you're gonna be forcefully fed it, I think that would be a traumatic experience. The ice cream has come. What is your favorite type of music? That's a very, very good question. Because I do like a lot of different music, but my absolutely favorite, this is like a genre of music, but like music that is about subjects you normally don't write music about like hip-hop, they write music about bitches and hoes and money and stuff like that. And pop artists usually make song about love, and country musicians make a song about love on the countryside. And you see what I'm going with this. But then we have like, I think they are called Sui, Eli and Ariel or something like that, yeah. And they actually have the most amazing song. It's because they are brothers and sisters, these three, and I think the story behind it is that they got this song. All of these three people are very talented, so let's just make this song which is about a boy and a girl, even if they are like proper brothers and sisters. But it's a really weird love song, and they have a part in the song where they say like, I don't know if this is romantic or disgusting. I don't know, but why do I find you so attractive? It's like incest pop with real brothers and sisters. That's an interesting subject to make music about, which you normally doesn't do. And there's also another fantastic song, which is an extreme left-wing group from the 70s in Sweden that made a song about internal struggles in the party, which I think is incredibly hilarious and interesting to make songs about. So that's like my thing I really like, songs about unusual subjects. Otherwise I listen to basically all genre, from like K-pop to black death metal and stuff like that. So, what is the best recipe for tacos? The one I made in the Fallout video thingies, which was basically a very good taco. So do that. Great Smart asks, what is your favorite non-Fallout game? Well, I think I have answered that question already, so yeah, there you go. What do you support Marmite? And I actually had to fucking look up Marmite, and I've heard of it, I think, but I didn't know it was like something you put on your sandwiches in the morning, and I have never tasted, which is making me incredibly curious, because I do like to taste things I have never ever heard about. So yeah, that's on my list to try at some point in my life. That's amazing. What is your favorite YouTuber? Good question. I have a lot of them, but there are some of them that is basically when I see that they have made a video and upload it, I'm just immediately watch it and drop everything else. And one of them is the Killian experience, which I think is hilariously funny. And also there is a man which you should absolutely look up, and it's called Funky Spectrum. It's a guy playing like ZX Spectrum video games, and he starts like, "Hello, it's George here, and today I'm going to take a look at a game of Space Doom for the ZX Spectrum." And then it starts like, "Oh, this is a game," and you talk about, and you flying your ship, and you shoot. "Oh, and look at that graphic! Oh, it's so green!" And then he just derail like, "Oh, I remember my friend Patrick. He was once very, very green when he was trying to smoke for the first time, and he took a cigarette in his mouth, and then our principal just saw us smoking outside of the school, and he got really punished, and well, we do expect him because his dad went to jail after that week because apparently he has been beaten up when he was it." And yes, and then he just keeps on going, "I see here, it's like you take this bell here and this is a bell, and I don't mean it as the bell end, as in the glance penis." And he goes on like this. And I love this man. He's incredibly dirty and offensive and talks about video games, and it's just amazing. Check out Funky Spectrum. It's so incredibly funny. Yes, but then again, I'm also watching a lot of crafting videos that I think is very, very interesting to see how to build new things. So I'm constantly finding new people making things that I really like, you know, Indie Moogle was very good. If you don't know, I've actually started this channel because I missed Indie Moogle and thought like I'm going to replace them with the things I like to watch on Indie Moogle, even though now they are back, and well, they are not really what they were before, because I miss all the filmmaking stuff. Now it's just basically prop building. And I think the prop building are basically, they make the most thing out of EVA foam, which I'm not against it, but I mean, like, there are other materials to use, so you can make like proper things like I do, like using absolutely everything, because then you will find stuff that you never thought would be useful. Which I really like when I see videos that people using unexpected stuff. Long answer, but there you go. Will you do a build guide for meatballs on a plate? Maybe. So, I have to thank all of you for your more or less good questions, and some of them were just joke questions, but I do appreciate even good joke questions. As I said on the YouTube conference when I was raising my hand and said, "How do I get more hate comments?" And they're like, why do you want that? And I'm like, because they are fun to answer. Anyway, a little bit about the future of this channel now, due to I am going into a period now where I'm going to record parts for my upcoming film now. So I have actually made some videos regarding around that. But then again, I also have made one of the most, absolutely, without question, most requested builds I have over there being built at the moment, which hopefully I could release somewhere in next week, or otherwise it will be up in January. But I do have to prepare the things for the filming in January to that, so we will see how this will turn out. So if there is a little bit of a gap, don't worry, I will be back and upload. So that's with that, and I will have to wish you all happy whatever you're celebrating, you are watching, and Happy New Year. However, it has been a great year for my channel in general. I have grown with 1,000 new subscribers, and I've got a lot more views, which is very fantastic. And I do love that your people are actually commenting and answering and coming with good requests and stuff like that. I appreciate it very, very, very much.